Hey guys, update. Making a new video for you guys. Right now I'm doing a live commentary again, going to kill some gargoyles for a Slayer task. Currently I am 78 Slayer. I got that earlier today. The past few days, what's going on? The past few days I haven't. Why couldn't I click there? It was weird. I've been doing like too much RuneScape. Unfortunately, I've been busy with other things, and but overall the last few days have been like kind of weird. Basically, what happened on Saturday, I went to my first Melee tournament for this summer. I don't have a lot going on this summer, so one thing I definitely wanted to do is go to a lot of tournaments for Smash Bros. One of some of my favorite game series, and Melee's my favorite in particular, and probably my favorite game of all time. Super Smash Bros. Rather Super Mario 64 coming in pretty close. And Smash is really fun to go to tournaments. I mean, the people are really friendly. You can just meet people who you've never met before in your life and just have conversations with them and play friendly matches for hours. But even though I'm really getting back into Smash, that still leaves plenty of time for RuneScape because really Smash, it's kind of like a local game. The online modes for it really aren't that great. Other than Smash 64, as I've shown you in the a few videos, has an excellent online play via the Project 64K, which I linked in the description of my last Smash 64. I don't know why I can't talk today. I linked in the description, but you could just Google it. And Brawl has Wi-Fi, but it's pretty crap. I play with some people on via Facebook groups, and it's just so the delay is like a second, so it's just really crap. I mean, you can't do precise. I play Ness a lot in Brawl, and it's like trying to do the double jump. Well, there's no double jump cancels in Brawl, but trying to do the kind of precise things, which Brawl doesn't have a lot of, but trying to do specific things is very difficult compared to just playing locally. But the tournament was in Shirley, New York, I went to, and that's kind of way out east on the island. I took a train there, which worked out pretty well. One thing is, my dad actually said, "Hey, it's not a nice area, so just watch out." And usually, I'm pretty scared when people tell me that, like, "Oh, it's a horrible part," people get shot there, you're gonna get mugged. I'm usually actually pretty skeptical, but I went there and it was actually it really the town is very run down to say the least. Unfortunately, a lot of the maybe I'll throw a picture, and a lot of the stores are all kind of foreclosed on. A lot of the businesses are just kind of out of business. And it was really strange. I was at the train station. Basically, I got up at like 8 and I went to the train station, and which was like 20 minutes away. So I'm on the train and I get there around like 10, and the tournament starts at like 1, so I got like 2 hours just hang out and like get lunch in Shirley. So I went to a pizzeria and that was nice. And it was probably at the tournament for like 8 hours. The actual tournament, there unfortunately wasn't a huge turnout because there was a lot of other events going on around the same time. Not like the same day, but other days, and people would rather go to those. And but it was a lot of fun. I played friendlies with people. I've been playing with Ness a lot, and in Melee, not my main, but I usually play Marth and Ice Climbers. But so like I leave at like 7, and the train's at 9, so I had like time to just kind of hang out in the town for like 2 hours. And there wasn't really much. It was kind of annoying because the train station was nowhere near the actual place I was going to. It was a good like 2 miles away, and I'm like completely unfamiliar with the area, so I was just using the maps thing on the iPhone, which was working pretty well. But at one point, I had made an error. Basically, going back, the only way to get back to the train station was to walk alongside a parkway, which is kind of strange. It's basically like walking next to a highway. There's a sidewalk and everything, but and there's like nothing there. You're basically walking next to like a big forest, which is very strange. I made a big error. I started walking the wrong way. Basically, I had to walk north to get back to the train. I started walking south, and I realized that I started walking south a mile down. So then I had to walk a mile back north, and now I'm back where I started, and I'm still 2 miles away from the train station. So I probably walked a good 5 miles that day, which is, it's fine because, it's good to get the exercise. It was just kind of annoying at the time, though. But overall, pretty good day. And when I got to the train station, I guess I'll tell you guys this story. Um, it wasn't like a very nice train station. It was only a one-track thing. Usually, when you have a train station, There's at least two sides and two tracks, but in this case, it's just one little track, and trains actually had to wait for to get onto it. Like there was a train before the one I was getting on, so I had to wait for that one to leave and get on mine. But these four like kids, these four people showed up. One guy who looked like he was in his 20s wearing all black outfit, and two kids who looked like they were in probably, I guess my guess would be like sophomores in high school. And also there was this really tall Indian guy who looked like he was in his 20s who had like really long hair, longer than mine. And so they show up, and I don't think much of it. I try to like, a lot of people when they walk down the street from you or whatever, they'll kind of like look in their phone or something or do something to not have to have eye contact. And I try to not do that. I try to like say, hey, how's it going? Just something like that. And a lot of people like don't even realize what did that person just talk to me. So I try to make like conversation. I say good evening, and the guy's like, hey, what's up? And this is with the guy who's wearing all black, and these are all other than the Indian guy, they're all white. And he says, hey, good evening. We make basic small talk, and he's like, hey, want a cigarette? And I'm like, well, no, I don't smoke. And he also offered, you interested in, he was saying like, do you want to see my knife? So at that point I kind of backed off. I'm like, whoa. And this is 9 o'clock at night, and like the basically pitch dark, and we're the only people at this train station. So I went like to the other side. But the main reason I did that, I really didn't feel that uncomfortable, was just that I don't like being around people when they smoke because of the secondhand smoke. Secondhand smoke is not, it's not a good look for you, especially, if you're close to that. So it was just a strange experience, and I don't want to get killed. But I mean, the people, and I guess a lot of the people who went to the tournament were local people, only like 10 minutes away. So the actual people in the place, other than were nice, but I don't know, the what horrified me though is the kids who looked like they were 15 all started smoking, which I guess is a reality in a lot of places in the country, but it's weird to see it. I mean, that, especially when you're 15, that can really screw your lungs up, or let alone the rest of your body. But if any of you guys are interested, I'll probably be going on the 30th of June, 2013, in case you're watching this years later. There's another Melee and Project M tournament in Farmingdale, which I'll probably be going. And I don't know how many of you guys really do play competitive Smash, but in case any of you do, I'll link the thread on Smashboards in the description. You can check it out. So it'll be a fun way for me to spend my Sunday. In terms of how well I do in the tournaments, I mean, I usually get through a few people, but I lose it. Like basically with Smash tournaments, usually there's a loser's bracket and a winner's bracket, and you want to stay in the, basically if you lose one set against someone, you're put in the loser's bracket, and you want to try to stay in the winner's bracket. But loser's bracket, you can fight your way through back to grand finals, but it's very difficult. And usually I can take out a few people in the loser's bracket at least. But yeah, anyway, back to RuneScape. My goal is pretty much to get 85 Slayer. The only problem is it gets like kind of boring after a while, because nothing really changes. It's kind of like the same Slayer task. I really don't like doing Gargoyles in 07 because there's no, you have to use the rock hammer, which, I mean, you have to use that in, like, back like a year ago. I don't know how it works now. You have to use the rock hammer every time you kill them, so it's like you kind of really have to pay attention, because you got to be constantly doing this like right click shit to use it on them. And they don't have to be red barred, they can be like a little over. But like if I did it now, that wouldn't work. Now obviously that would work, but sometimes I kind of guess and say, well, okay, his HP looks low enough, or I guess it's a he, and sometimes it's not, and then I have to use it, I have to do more damage and use it again. Also, with the Slayer Tower, it's annoying. You always have to bring a nose peg when you're going to the top floor. Because if you don't, then the Aberrant Spectres will lower your stats, because they are aggressive. I think they're the first Slayer monster that is aggressive in the Slayer Tower. I don't think you could double their combat and not have them aggressive, so yeah, definitely do need a nose peg. And there's no Slayer helmet in 2007 RuneScape, so you do need a nose peg. That's the other thing I don't like about Slayer. The black mask looks terrible in this game. It's like a hockey mask, and the actual bonus is incredible, and that's why you need it. pretty much, if you're doing Slayer for a long period of time. You don't need it, if you got clean, Slayer is still a good way to go make money, and you could just buy back the mask from selling the drops. The other thing that was kind of demotivating, you saw in my last video, I got my fire cape back. Essentially, I was at Black Dragons about, I don't know, I think it was like 5 days ago. I haven't been playing the last like 2 or 3 days or so very much, but I think it was like 5 days ago. I was at Black Demons, yeah, Black Demons in Yanil Dungeon, which is like not Yanil. Yanil Dungeon is like nothing in it. The Taverley Dungeon. Where is the fucking thing? Here we go. This place. You go in here, and I don't have 70 agility, so I gotta walk all the way through it. And I usually cannon the Black Demons, which are at almost the very end of the dungeon. And because they hit so hard, it's worth praying. So you just bring like Proselyte, and you just pray melee like that. And I cannon them, so it's actually a pretty decent task because you get a lot of XP. And with a cannon, what I'll usually do is I'll kind of semi-AFK it. See, there we go. He wasn't red barred. Because the cannon will make, even if they stop attacking you automatically, which by default they do, but after, 20 minutes they become tolerant, they won't attack you, the cannon will still make them attack you. It is a little bit faster to go and attack them by yourself rather than waiting for the cannon, but I usually just AFK it. So I was playing Melee on Dolphin Emulator, and I'm playing that on the right side of the screen while playing Runes. I'm almost gonna die here. I'm playing Melee on the right side of the screen, and I kind of like forgot that I was playing RuneScape at the same time eventually after doing the task for like an hour. Because even with the cannon, Black Demons have a lot of HP and a lot of defense, so it's a very, very long task. And so when I finally look, I finally think, oh yeah, I gotta check on my prayer. I checked back on the game, my prayer had gone out, and it's not like you're going to die instantly because it's not multi-combat, but they can hit pretty hard. So the second I look back, I'm 9 HP, and I like rushed to click a teleport, like the house teleport, and I got hit in 9 and I died. Very rarely do I die in RuneScape, or at least in 07, because I wear the Ring of Life all the time. Even though I can afford a warrior ring, which I might actually just buy for like Castle Wars and stuff, but Ring of Life will Ring of Life me if I'm 8 HP or lower, because I have 82 hit points. So it's if you get lower than 10% or lower than your HP level, you will get teleported away. So but if you get hit, like say 15% of your HP is remaining, and you get hit you get hit all that HP and you die, the Ring of Life will protect you because there's no time window for it to actually say, okay, we got to get you out of here. So if it had hit anything lower than a 9, I actually would have been Ring of Life and there wouldn't have been a problem. But instead he hit a 9 and I died. And what sucked is that, well, first of all, there's no chance. I ran back like as soon as possible. Like I went ham. Like I grabbed a bunch of like strange fruit, teleported Faldo. I ran down there. And I had to get the Dusty Key again, so I like DDS spec the guard, talked to Velrak the Explorer, kept running through the dungeon with the strange fruit, and by the time I got there, there was no trace of any of my items. And basically what I lost was Rune Boots, which I bought back, Black Mask I bought back. I protected Borrow's Gloves, Whip, and Fury. I wasn't praying item. I lost a Rune Defender, which was my second to last, so I lost the Rune Boots. I lost the Black Mask, so that's like already a mill right there. I lost, I think it was like 4,000 cannonballs. I did actually, the cannon was still there, but if you lose your cannon, other than if it's like in your inventory, you can just talk to the dwarf and it'll give you another one. So that wasn't the issue. But so I lost the Fire Cape because Borrow's Gloves protects over Fire Cape. I think I'm actually, like if I died right now, that would be like unless I got back somehow, which I think I might be able to because I can house teleport here. Yeah, that would be pretty bad because Borrows protects over pretty much everything. So I lost that, and the other thing which a lot of people don't realize is such a bad untradeable to lose, I lost the Steel Keyring, which is the reward from One Small Favor. And if you don't know what that is, if you do One Small Favor and you get the Steel Keyring, you can put keys on it. And there's a lot of keys in RuneScape for different things. There's a brass key, or what I think is dusty key or whatever, for Taverley Dungeon. There's the key for that little shed near Varrock to go into Edgewell Dungeon. There's a lot of quest keys. There's like 2 from Taurus Trap you can get. There's a lot of different keys, and there's a shortcut key from the My Request, Crystal Mine key. Let's see how many I can name. Enchanted key from Making History. The some key with Narda. There's a bunch of different keys. So basically, I had 12 keys on there, and in EOC, if you die and you lose, and it actually you just keep it in your inventory, which is very nice. In 07, you can go and pick up your untradables, but obviously I couldn't make it back there within the few minutes you get, and I lost the steel keyring, which is fine. I can just go to Shiloh Village and buy another from Yanni or whatever his name is, and but the problem is the keys aren't on there, so you have to go and recollect all 12 of those keys. So that took probably about 3 hours to run around RuneScape and get those keys back. Like, I had to go to the dungeon near Ardoin. Like, if you go, where is it? Here's Ardoin. If you go here to the Temple of Akab and you run all the way through that dungeon, you get the shiny key back. So I basically had to do that like 12 times for all these different keys. I had to go, the most like outrageous one, I had to go to, and you don't need all these keys really that frequently, but there's some situations where you might need them. I had to go through the abandoned mine again and get that crystal mine key back. I had to navigate Mire Ditch all the way through here to the like trapdoor, I think it's right here, and go to my hideout and get the shortcut key. I mean, there's so many keys in this game, it's incredible. And getting all 12 of those back was not a fun time. And if you're wondering, you get a lot of the quests from keys, which I have a lot of quests on. I gotta work on that and get the quest cape soon. Not much motivation though, because I mean, it's not really that good of a cape. It's just kind of, it's a good looking cape, but the actual stats of skill capes really aren't that impressive. Unless you want prayer, which you can't get a trim quest cape anyway. So that was a bitch. I got the fire cape back that very night, and I bought the other stuff back. So I certainly did, like, usually when I like something bad happens to me in really any situation, I try to make the best of it and kind of bounce back, which I guess is what I did, because I got those keys back, I got the fire cape back. I didn't actually realize I lost my fire cape till like probably like an hour later. I was like, oh yeah, I didn't protect the fire cape. Because usually when I would do Slayer for the past few years, I use the Nomad cape, which gives like the 12 prayer bonus, and not the fire cape, which only gives 2. Can we talk to you? Yeah, there we go. So I didn't actually realize I had lost it. It's also kind of stupid that Borrow's gloves protect over so many things. Yeah, he wasn't weak enough. But so yeah, so the good news is that I got all the untradables back. You know, it really sucks to lose untradables, but the bad news is I'm still down a few mil from those cannonballs and the rune boots and the black mass. So I mean, all that really means for me is that I'm not going to be cannoning tasks. Oh, cool, runecraft level. I'm not going to be using a cannon for tasks, which I normally would because I just can't afford the cannonballs. I've been spending a lot of money on cannonballs. I've probably spent like a good like 7 mil or so just on cannonballs in this game. It's incredible. I just get like money from Slayer. Like I'll go and get like granite balls or some shit, or like a Zami page from a clue. I got another one recently, which was part of the money I lost. But like I got those. I got the Zami page. I think it was like the 8th one recently. I think I have a picture, but I mean, you guys believe me. Not that it's that incredible anyway, but that was some of the money I lost. Like I get the clue rewards. You know, I alch shit when I get. I can't really. I guess it's been 20 minutes, which is why I can't talk. But like I'll get rune full helms and alch them and stuff, and spend the money on cannonballs. It's a cycle. Anything to make the Slayer XP slightly higher. I mean, Slayer is just so slow. You basically get XP equal to what you hit, because like if a monster has 100 HP, you get like 100 Slayer XP for every kill. So yeah, it's pretty. You'd think that'd be a lot, but it's really not. You know, it just really isn't. Because combat XP is like, you know, like 3.5 of what you hit, so 3.5 times. So it's quite a lot faster. And I'm of course training controlled, so the combat levels feel like they're taking a while, even though they're all technically taking the same if I was, or more rather, if I was just to train all these individually. So that's about it, guys. I'll wrap it up here. Like this video if you enjoyed. If you do live in the New York or East Coast area and you want to have a fun Sunday, I think the 30th is. Yeah, Sunday. If you want to have a good Sunday, check out the thread in the description on Smashboards for the tournament. I'll definitely be there. It looks like there's going to be a lot of people showing up. Might be like 100 plus people, and there will be a live stream on Twitch, so you can look out for that as well. So check that out. Like this video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you've watched this whole video, I think you should definitely be subscribed by now. And yeah, join Andrew AJT62 clan chat. And I think that's all the little things I have to list off to you guys. See you guys later. Happy scaping.